Zach, getting stuck into pre-season, almost at the Christmas break now. How have you found it so far?
Yeah, it's been really good. All the boys have been buying into what John and the rest of the coaching staff have tried to implicate to us. So it's been good. Everyone's getting to know each other. It's quite a newly formed group. We've got not a lot of new players, so it's I think some of the boys' seventh week. It's my sixth. But like you say, we've got a good break over Christmas. So yeah, it was the last week. We're going to really push really hard, and then, like I say, put his feet up for Christmas.
How intense has it been so far?
Yeah, quite intense. I think the first couple of weeks was just like testing and getting the bearings of people, and then we've had a really good solid about 4 or 5 weeks where we've tried to amplify the load in what we've been doing. The running's been quite tough. Blocks of conditioning have been really tough, but then we've tried to do quite a lot of rugby stuff on the side of it. So stuff while we've been fatigued, so we've been doing stuff before training, getting out of breath, and then going into stuff where we're wanting to lead on into the season. So it's been pretty good. It's been good.
How have you found working under Carty so far?
Yeah, he's great. He's straight to the point. It's very black and white, which is mind the pun, but he's very very clear in what he wants from us as a playing group. The standards around the place, he set that from day one. That's been pretty high, and that goes on and off the field. So we've been doing that. We've been going around the communities quite a lot before Christmas, which is really good to meet the fans and getting that that one club mentality, trying to get everyone on board. So it's been a great effort so far, and really looking forward to the season starting really in a few weeks.
And working with Carty is Andy Laston, Simon Grix, who've been having a fair input out on the field as well. How have you found working under those guys?
Yeah, once again, really good. I think obviously Grix was here last year with a tough time, but I think he's learnt a lot about the group that he had before, which is invaluable for the couple of years coming up. And last year, everyone around Hull speaks so highly of last year. I've worked with him with England a couple of years ago, and yeah, his resume just speaks for himself. He's a really good guy, really passionate about the club and what he wants to do for it. And that just feeds onto us players. When you see coaches so passionate about the town, the club, you want to do well just for them as well as anybody else as well. So they've had a really good impact, really good input as well. So obviously them two are getting stuff off Carty and then drip feeding it down to us players. It's just really important that we take it on board and give it a go.
As an experienced player, you'll have been to play Hull FC a few times at the MKM Stadium, but now you're in black and white colours. Have you now got a real taste of sort of how tribal and passionate the fans are about the club? Yeah,
look, it's one of probably the favourite grounds I've liked to come to. It's a iconic stadium. It's really good. The field's always top notch as well. And even though I've played against Hull, the crowd's always been brilliant anyway. Whether they're booing you or cheering, it's been pretty good. So I've had good experiences coming to Hull in the past, but I'm really looking forward to running out on that stadium, in the stadium, running out on that pitch, and having the fan base that Hull have got really behind us, and we're really looking forward to next year and seeing what we can do as a new group.
The real focus on improving on-field performances going into 2025. With that in mind, what kind of things have you been doing in pre-season training to try and help drive up standards on the field?
I think with the wealth of experience that they've brought in, myself included, just bring things back to basics. Do the basics really, really well. Defend. It sounds silly me saying it, but defend well, high completions, kick well, defend well, and repeat. Obviously, I don't want to touch on too much last year, but because obviously I wasn't here. But with such a a vast young group of players coming through, there's probably some things didn't go to plan in that aspect. But obviously, with us senior lads who have been there and done that for a number of years now, we're helping the young lads realise the simple things in the game are probably the most important. But on the flip side, the young lads are bringing that the youthfulness of them, the speed, the just how much they really want to play for the team and the club. And the players that spoke about the debuts that they made last year and how much important that was to them and the family, and especially the local boys. They were really proud on that. So for us senior boys, it's just about trying to teach them as much as we can, try and learn off them and them learn off us as well. So if we can just give them a bit more experience, head into 2025, and hopefully we've got that really good mixture of youth and experience.
There seems to be a nice bounce around the place as well, despite what happened in 2024. Do you think that's key in terms of a lot of new faces coming in and make it feel like a fresh start again?
Yeah, 100%. Last year. Obviously, in a couple of weeks, it's going to be a new year altogether. And I think we touched on it in the first week or two, and that's gone now. Like I say, we've got a new core of players that have come in. What I've done in the last couple of years is irrelevant, really. So it's just what I do at my time at this club. And like I say, I've been training hard, and sometimes you can speak and try and do it that way, or sometimes you can just lead by your actions. And I think quite a lot of the players that John and Richie and the rest of the coach staff have brought in, it's like performance led. We train quite hard. We expect to win every week, and that's the expectations that we've all got. We're a really competitive group. So, and the young lads, they're really hungry. They want to. I'm sure they see some of their senior boys coming into their positions, and they want to take them back, and we've got to try and keep them away. But that hungerness, in training, we can feel that, and we're just going to feed off each other, and hopefully that's going to stand in good stead for this year.
And for you coming into the squad, there's quite a few players in there who you'll have played with at previous stages in your career, especially the boys you've come over from Lee with, but Caesar in the halves as well, who you played with at Leeds for a short while. How beneficial has that been for you in terms of just bedding in and settling down? Yeah,
it's pretty important. Obviously, you've got the Lee boys. I play with Caesar. I've played with Custy and Amir as well at Wigan. So that's pretty much nearly all the boys I've played with. So the connection there is pretty good. And like I say, straight from day one, we're laughing and joking. Sometimes it takes a week, 2, 3 weeks maybe sometimes for the new lads to embed. And just like I say, it's a new experience for me, because obviously I've come in as one of the older lads, and most of the new signings are older boys. So we've been trying to learn the ethics and stuff about the club from the younger boys, but then it's obviously we're trying to lead it as well, which is a different mix to what I'm used to. But like I say, in training we've just been trying to train as hard as we can. Get the standards pretty good. Any drop balls, we talk about it. Anything that's not gone quite right in training, we've got video sessions straight after that Lasty and Grixie take, and we learn from those sessions, and we ask questions of if someone's in the right, not in the right hole, or someone's dropped a ball, we ask them why. And it's just as much for us as the younger boys as well. So we've got stuff going on all day, every week, which I just think the lads are benefiting from, which is really good to see.
How important is that in pre-season training when you are doing drills and there's certain things that aren't quite going to plan, there's some things going wrong? Do you feel in the way that that's a good thing, that you can learn from those mistakes and errors going into the season?
Yeah, it's you'd rather get a million mistakes out now than into the season. Like I say, we've got quite a number of lads that are new. So there's some calls that we're not used to. Obviously, the younger boys will probably know them. And then there's some things that we think we feel strongly about. Maybe some different moves, or what we should do for this play, or kick on this play. And like I say, when we've got some half like C's and wraps as well on the edges there, we've got talk coming from all different angles there. We've got John in the middle, but then we've got young Logan at the fullback, who's just 1 minute is on one wing, on the other minute is on the other. So it's got people all over that. Even Logan, I think I really enjoyed watching him last year. I think he's going leaps and bounds, and just watching him in training and speaking from the boys that were here last year, he's come on leaps and bounds. So just to hear that and how well he's going in training, it's really exciting for someone like that to play next year.
And finally, what do you think the mindset is going to be from the playing group going into 2025? Normally at the start of the season, there's quite a heavy amount of expectation on Hull FC side, but given how last season went, that expectation seems to have drifted away, and it almost seems that you have a free rein to go under the radar a bit.
Yeah, I can see that, and that's probably everyone's perception of it. But like I've said from day one, I'm here to win, and if I'm not winning, I'm not going to be that happy, to be honest. And like I say, like I've just said earlier, the boys that they've brought in are all competitors. We want to win. Wherever we've been, we've succeeded in some way, whether that's a trophy or league leaders or in the playoffs, and come to the semi-finals, whatever that may be. Everyone that they've brought in has been there and done it. And I can just say, from my experience, we won't be happy if we don't get to some kind of playoff. And the Challenge Cup, anything can happen. So I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to win the league and win the Challenge Cup, but I'd be daft to say that that's not something that we want to set out as a goal. As a club, I'm not quite sure what they're going to say. We'll probably speak to John and probably the coaching staff about have we got any real targets that we want to achieve. But as a player, as me sat here today, I can honestly say that I'll go out there every week trying to win, and I won't be happy if we don't. So if we can get that across the playing field and across the group, then I don't think we'll go too far wrong.
And just finally as well, you mentioned the Challenge Cup there. The sort of system has changed a little bit this year in that there's the chance or the prospect of going to one of the amateur clubs in the first round that we enter. That must be a really exciting prospect.
I think it's brilliant. I think on the flip side, you probably just want to have one game and get to the final. But on the flip side, I think it's absolutely fantastic for the amateur game to. If I could think of me as an amateur player and a team like Hull FC with star players in, or any Super League team to come to there, it's magnificent. And for any little small town or village that we might go to, it's going to be exciting. And for us as professional players that have been there and done that, I think hopefully going to a new club that we've never been at, I think that would be exciting as well. So I think it's a great format. Obviously, we'll have to see who we get, and hopefully it'll be someone that's not really been there and done that to give them the opportunity to play against us, and hopefully we get the win.
Awesome.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.